How are you?
I'm doing great. Hope everybody out there is doing great. We are back for another Tuesday night. And,
Taco Tuesday.
That's right. And we're talking tonight about watch brands, micro brands. Are there too many of them? Probably, because there are probably thousands that I've never even heard of. But we're going to talk about those, and we're going to get your thoughts. We're going to talk about a little bit of pricing news for you in case you haven't seen Mark from Long Island Watches video today. We will fill you in on that as well, and we'll see who's in here. First of all, Nate is first, but I will say he was last arriving on the stream tonight, so there you go.
The first will be last, and the last shall be first. We're getting very biblical here.
That's right. So first of all, let's see what's on everybody's wrist this evening. We'll start it up with the enabler, Jen. I love that nickname.
It's my job. If I didn't do it, people would think that I was crazy.
Oh, beautiful.
This is the UG. It's back on the wrist after futzing with it for a couple months, getting parts and whatnot. So I tried to clean it, and then it went sideways, and I'm much more capable now. But
awesome.
It was at the beginning, so now it's up and running, and yeah. So
very cool. It's a great looking watch. We've got our man Nate down here. What's on the wrist tonight, sir? Oh my God. It's a Santos. I didn't even know you had one of those.
That's the Mac Daddy Santos.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
You know, you'd think it was the Mac Daddy Santos, but shockingly, even though this is on the bracelet, I was able to pick this up for less than some of my other Santai.
Santai. Mm-hmm.
And we we want to welcome in our man, Time Panda Watches. What's going on, brother?
On, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Oh, I've got a whole.
He's got something. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. He's got
my
that.
bad, guys. My bad. How's everybody doing tonight?
I have never given a watch hangout.
I've been on the stream for like 3 years now, and I haven't got one.
Just in case JJ's watching, we'll put all the guys in the Watch Hangout hats on in a row.
That's cool.
So we don't get his OCD all going there.
Blake and I will have to unionize in order to get a watch hangout.
Yeah, we need to form one.
Oh, just put a shelf up and like make it cockeye and just leave it that way.
That's funny. Although Jen up in the center would be pretty cool because it'd be like this plus the hats doing this and a girl at the top. It'd be like
it'd kind of be like
right. It'd be doing something really intricate.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, let's point out to the folks your new addition, Jen. What is that behind you?
So this is my workbench that I just got this week. So now I'm official, like, kind of. But yeah, it's going to make things so much easier. I was spending a lot of time hunched over my desk so that I could work on stuff properly. And my back was like, nah, this is not happening. So I got a bench. So now it is at the proper height, and I can raise my chair and get myself to where I need to be. And it's great. I've got organization, so everything's right where I can grab it. And I have a parts catcher in here, which is even better. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it makes it a lot I
carpet catches all the parts.
Yeah, I literally
sticks right there.
So I have plastic underneath my desk. My desk runs in an L. So there's plastic underneath that, and then there's a bed sheet on top of that covers the rest of the carpet because, inevitably it hits the carpet and not the plastic once you put the plastic down. So, I don't lose parts anymore.
Jen. Stop dropping parts, Jen.
I know, right?
Stop flick, Jen.
I know, right?
I'm trying to decide whether or not Jen's a watchmaker or trying to live up to Dexter. with your plastic
Right,
on
with
the
the
ground.
curl.
Well, I
Well,
have a razor
That is
blade
a
in
nice
here.
little bench there. Am I seeing your armrests that extend out of that as well?
Well, this is an armrest, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
actually a
Yes.
jeweler's bench.
Got you.
And it does have the peg that you can put in
Yep.
there.
Yep.
But I actually sometimes I'll just do this, and it's like perfect.
Oh, yeah,
I'll just set it up there so I can
For
sling
sure.
it down, so it doesn't like
Mhm.
cut into my arm on here.
That's good.
So yeah, works out perfect.
You can break things like a professional now.
Exactly.
speaking of things that are broken, hi Blake.
Yeah.
What's on the wrist? I'm just teasing you. What's on the wrist tonight, sir?
My Panerai
Nice.
go to.
She pretty.
Yeah, she's
absolutely.
nice.
She's nice. She's been nice.
She's seen some wrist time. She's seen some action.
And speaking of action, we have Mitch in the house this evening. First of all, let's tell you guys that Mitch will have an unboxing tonight. So start getting those upvotes in, because we need at least 30 upvotes to get the unboxing going. So start clickety-clacking the little thumbs up button. But what's up, Mitch? What's on the wrist right now?
Yeah. First of all, I couldn't resist my obscure temptation to little education today in the one of the few cognates in Hebrew and English being the word hallelujah.
Yeah.
Which is Hebrew for hallelujah. So
Amen, brother.
everybody here knows at least one Hebrew word.
And by the way, what's Spanish for Cinco de Mayo?
Really?
The recraft.
That's great.
Recraft that
Beautiful.
I got in an exchange with our brother AB.
Oh, nice.
And it fits me great because it's huge. And I like the design. The only problem with it is it's stuck with the 7S non-hacking, non-winding movement.
Yeah.
The 7S26.
I spent this afternoon shaking this thing whenever I have some free time.
The beater. I call that a true beater watch. I've got an old Seiko 5. I have to wake up and 15 minutes.
I'm just surprised that they still make it. I think they'd sell a lot more of these, even if they had to charge another
At least a hand wind.
if they put an NH36 4R or whatever movement in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right, and I think finally, they've stopped making Seiko 5s with it. There's plenty of Seiko 5s still on the market that they're trying to sell off with it.
Yeah.
But new watches, they don't make it, but they still make the recraft with it. That's the only watch they make with that movement in it now.
Yeah.
I don't get it either.
I think it's I kind of like it. Like it's like a little bit of a nostalgic thing. Like, and it's kind of cool, but it's not really, and it's kind of kitschy. Like, I don't mind putting that thing on and having to know in the back of my head that I've got to wake up and hit this thing on my hand before I put this thing on every day. It's like a little relationship I get to have with that watch. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That's right.
Well, no, I'm not saying I beat my relationships up. Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. No, that's not what I'm saying here.
So the man with an abusive relationship with his watches.
No.
What's on the wrist this evening, sir?
We got a little Time Panda GMT over here. I'm tracking out, and I'm watching over in Europe right now. Tracking the Formula One schedule, man. Everything is off GMT and Formula One.
Okay.
Yep, that's true. And this week, Monza.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
Well, I'm disappointed with the five-place penalty for Hamilton going into
brother. Don't even get me, dude, man. There is so much about that. Let's all right. Deviate from watches for 1 second. It's a big conspiracy. It's a big conspiracy. Back to watches. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. So let's see who's in here tonight. Nerd with swag, right here. Also Nate. And hey, Robert. Hey, Nerd. We're good. Glad that you were here. AB, speaking of AB, is in, upvoted, and continuously amazed at How many watch brands exist? Absolutely. And of course, Time Panda is not only on your stream, but in the chat as well. And let's see, there's more Time Panda and more Time Panda and more Nerd. And oh, there's Jen G. There's Jen G. Julius Caesar, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here, along with, of course, Lonely Wrist, who is on your screen and in the chat as well. We've got Eric Mack joining us this evening. Welcome, welcome. So glad to see you. Trap Vision 3D, salutations, too many watch collecting people. Glad you're here. I think I've already said hey to Eric Mack. If not, hello there. And hello to Skylar Santana, who is watching, but again, not on the stream because his wife won't let him.
I feel like Skylar would know all these micro brands.
Skylar is big time into micro brands, big time.
Yep.
And so, yeah, he's got a huge micro brand collection too. Eastwind Farms, we welcome you in, along with Wristwatch Holic. And let's see, Vimal is in the building. Caliber YQG, welcome, welcome. Let's see, am I forgetting anybody? DSP, welcome, welcome. We're glad you're here. And Aaron Fletcher from Fairhaven, Massachusetts is in as well. So we're glad all of you are here. Again, we encourage you to upvote because we have got an unboxing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go and upvote myself because I hadn't done that yet, but that's taken care of. So everybody upvote. An unboxing, need at least 30 upvotes to get that unboxing going.
It's free.
Is going to show us his new watch. Yeah, it is free, man. If you're not subscribed, also, we'd love for you to subscribe, and we'd love for you to join the channel. Speaking of which, if you join the channel, you'll not only get in your WhatsApp group or our WhatsApp group, but you will get into tonight's race. We'll be racing at the end. Either greyhounds, camels, or horses. I don't know which yet, but we'll be racing at the end. Also, if you super chat this evening, you'll get in the race. Member milestone chat will get you in the race. And as will buying memberships or gifting memberships to other folks will also get you into the race. And we'll pick a couple at the end just because we're sweet people. So we're talking this evening about the explosion of micro brands. Of course, we've got Mr. Time Panda in here who has his own micro brand. So he's part of the problem, not the solution.
Sorry, guys. I just really like watches.
No, I'm just teasing you. So let me ask you.
Face the bus.
That's right. Let me ask you first: is somebody who has a micro brand? How are things with micro brands these days? Because it seems like there's literally thousands of them. Are there too many? Are there not enough? And how do you stay afloat?
Well, I'm more like I'm still in like what's smaller than a micro? Like I wouldn't even consider myself a micro brand yet. Like I don't. That's flattered. Thank you very much. Right now, I'm a guy that builds and. I've happened to make some connections in a network and, met some factories and, got a great design team that I'm working with now. So, I was able to put watches together and get a little bit of a following. So building that has just been fun. But when it comes to like calling myself a micro brand, not yet, but I don't think it's hard to say there's too many of them. Because everybody, I think, if they have a passion for doing something, and if that happens to be, hey, I've got this watch and I want to make this watch and it's my watch and I want to get my image out there. That's why brand name, image, and likeness has all been a big thing. Because why not form some sort of identity? And if you want to form some sort of identity that turns into something big, why not? And like to each their own. And if you live in like an abundant kind of a mindset, I'm not going to tear your tower down just to build mine. Hey, build a big tower. Cool. That's your life. There's plenty out there for me to go ahead and build my own. I can grab bricks on the block. So
tell me,
that's my take on it. Not enough.
Yeah. Tell me also though, how are, and I think this, larger micro brands are going to be affected by this more than you will, but
Right.
but tell me about the increase in movement prices, because we know that
Jen,
NH30, even NH35 movements are going. Seiko's
Jen,
really jacked those
you
up.
want to talk to this one with me?
I
This
don't
one-
know what they cost right now because I haven't priced one
Oh
recently.
gosh!
But
So when I started this, let's just go ahead and real simple because I'm seeing this change
Yeah.
hourly, literally hourly with my factories. When I started this, I was getting on bulk my Seiko movements for around $20 a piece on bulk when I was buying MOQ. And if I buy one off or something like this, you'll find them for like 25 to 30. Especially if they were having sales or anything like this. But now, and this is before tariffs. This is just their prices before tariffs even hit because they're scared. Hey, we need to make up our back end on this, whatever's happening wherever it's happening. I'm now looking at a NH35, a simple complication, just a date just movement. $65 to $69 to $72 sometimes just for that. So guys, when I say I'm sorry that the prices are a little bit, I know when you say, oh, it's only this kind of movement. Well, yeah, but do you know that that movement is this now? Like most people just think it's a workhorse movement. There's a reason Seiko has used that movement repetitively forever. It's a workhorse. It's solid and it's a good movement. And I think now different countries are realizing that the micro brand and the everyday builder is now gravitating towards being able to buy this on their own, supply this, and then build their own products. That they're like, hey, let's go ahead and increase this price a little bit and make it up on our end. But I'm also hearing that their suppliers are also charging them an arm and a leg to go ahead and have it in-house. So it's just going up everywhere. The only thing I really haven't seen increase is like cases and everything else, but movements through the roof.
And is it the same for the other movement companies like Miyota and
yes, very similar, correct. But also be careful, Jen, in case you ever come across this. The Chinese are now offering their own version of the NH35 now.
Right.
So as a replace for this and a way for them to go ahead and make up, because they were also supplying the Japanese NH35 movement at a rather good cost, and they were getting at a good cost. But now they are producing their own because they're getting charged an arm and a leg to carry those movements.
Are they calling them the CH35?
That's funny.
See what I did there?
Or should I go? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
I mean, the N probably stands for Nippon, so yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So we have a $2 super chat from our friend Mitch, who will be also doing the unboxing later. I float no matter what I do. You know what? I do too.
Yes, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Question from Vimal, and I think this is pretty good. Are Seagull movements a serious competitor to Seiko? At this point, I would say no in the larger market of things, but am I wrong?
I would think that Seagull, the way they approach the movement is different. It's a little bit more susceptible. Whereas the NH movements, I feel, they're built like a tank, not the Cartier tank, but like just a tank, which is resembled after a tank, by the way. So they're really strong, and I think that the Seagull movements are just. They try to be. They can be really intricate for no reason, and there's some different things that I've seen happen with them to where I just feel the NH. It's just no comparison. I would feel. Anybody else?
Well, and I know Seagull in the past, I don't know if they've rescinded this policy or not, but they had done a purchase number minimum on the chronograph movement that you had to buy 10,000 of them. And nobody was going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if they thought better of that and rescinded it, but as far as, if you're putting minimums on purchase numbers, you're not going to be a serious competitor to Seiko that doesn't have that.
They do have a minimum order
They do?
quantity on their
Okay.
movement.
Yeah.
Oh, there. If you try and like, so for instance, AliExpress. I'll throw this out there. AliExpress. You can go on there and find an NH35 movement, but they purchased an MOQ way back when of so
Right.
many, and they got a great price and they were able to put it on the market. So guys, I'm gonna break it
Gotcha.
down, the back end of it. So in case anybody out there in the YouTube world is wondering what we're talking about here, when it comes to before it hits your wrist, it goes through about 8 different chains of getting money added to it before it hits your wrist. So what we're talking about is when we order a movement, especially off of AliExpress. If you guys order a movement off of AliExpress, it most likely came from Japan. Okay. But they ordered 10,000 of them a year ago, 2 years ago, and you're getting them at a really great price. But now with all the tariffs and everything is switching, and as their orders run out, when they need to renew for an MOQ, that price has now gone up. So now we're feeling the trickle down effect of what that MOQ pricing is. So yes, you can get a single piece, but now that single piece costs $69, $70.
Yeah. Gotcha. And one thing, I said we were going to talk about price increases too, not just movements, but if you did see Mark's video today from Long Island Watch, Seiko is doing around a 5% price increase starting September 15th. So if you want to buy a Seiko, get it before September 15th before the prices go up. I don't know if that also counts for Grand Seiko and King Seiko and all the Seiko lines, but because he doesn't carry those, right? So he's worried about what he carries. I would imagine it does, but just in case, go check. If you're thinking about Grand Seiko, check with your AD, see if they've been told there's a price increase coming up. But September the 15th for Seikos, and part of that price increase apparently is going to be another price increase on the NH series movements. So yay.
I think we need to find new hobbies, guys.
No, just find a better
You're
supplier.
You're about 4 years too late, Blake.
Facts.
Totally.
Yeah, it's getting expensive out there to be a watch collector.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I'm liquidating my prices. Who wants to buy a watch?
There you go. Yeah, the man who loses money. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I also just saw, because I have a friend of mine who makes watches in small batches down here in Florida, but uses ETA and Solita movements and STP, Swiss movements. And he was telling me that he used to be able to get sort of base 2824s or Solita SW200s for, not like the high grade with the blued screws or things like that, just basic.
Right.
For sub $150-ish, and they've gone up by about 45 to 50% over the last month and a half.
I'm gonna check on that for you with my supplier right now. So let me go ahead and see if I can bring up one of their prices real quick. Hold on.
And
I haven't bought one in a minute.
While you look at that up, Burneron just they pulled an interesting tactic for their newest release. They have not even built a prototype yet. Physically, they have sketches and 3D renderings, and they are taking pre-orders on this now. Burneron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they have.
Are they really a micro brand though?
Here's my thing.
I feel like you're calling me a micro brand. I mean, shoot, bro. Come on.
Burneron is a micro brand. They make very few movements every year, or watches every year. And I think that in theory, what they're doing, I think they're justified in doing at this point in their growth and their development as a company. I don't think they should have done that. I think they should have held off until at least probably the 4th watch before they really go, hey, you know, we've built this base, you know, the quality that we come with. We're going to ask that you pay down. And the thing is if you don't pay now, it's going to be more later. It goes up in increments as you get closer to the release. It will go up to $150,000 at a certain point, which is insane considering the price of their first watch was nowhere near that. They've really jumped in price. They've jumped in their method of sales. And to me, I don't think that they've built that level of trust yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like they were like Reshepy or something along
Right.
those lines.
Right.
But again, you know, to some extent, if you think about it, the manner by which they're selling it, and again, I don't view like bespoke watchmaking, you know, individual handmade watches to be the same as you know, all the micro brands that we see out there on Kickstarter or Facebook or things like that.
Sure.
These are bespoke watches. They're going to make 10, 15, 20 of them a year. The Mirage, which was their first watch, came out, I think it was like 65,000 Swiss francs.
Yeah.
But this is almost like the subscription. You know, this is to some extent the subscription concept that goes all the way back to Piguet, which is pay me half for your watch now. It will be made at some point.
But did they have a prototype at that point when they were asking people to do that?
They had made other watches. I mean, it was actually Abraham Louis Breguet. I mean, he had made other watches. You know, same thing with like John Arnold, and even more recently, you know, with Daniel Roth and him coming back and doing subscription models. You know, there are going to be maybe 10 or 15 or 20. Is that a micro brand? I sort of draw the line in my own head as to what a micro brand is. That, you know, to some extent, micro brand is a mass, you know, is a production line watch.
Right.
Typically by somebody who is not, who may have come up with the design, but is buying lots of off-the-shelf parts. Versus somebody like Daniel Roth, who's going to make 10 subscription models, asking everybody to pay in full up front, or Burneron asking for all that, or Crayon, or any of these other brands that make 10, 15, 20, 25 watches a year. I mean, you know, I
would actually have to agree with that. I think that's a little more bespoke and a little more one-off rather than a micro brand. Like, I would.
One of the distinguishing differences that I've heard between micro brands and independents is that micro brands do not make their own movements.
Okay.
I would have to agree with that.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, but I think my main thing is not even the quality of the pieces. We know the Burneron can turn out a fantastic watch. Like, they've proven that. But I don't think that they have a long enough track record to come out. It seems a bit arrogant to me for them to come out and go, hey, not only are we going to charge you twice what we charged you for the last one, but you're going to have to pay it up front, and we don't even have anything for you to look at physically. It's just sketches right now. Like, that's ballsy. Like, Breguet doesn't even do that shit. And he's legitimately can do that if he wanted to. Same with Kari Voutilainen. Same thing. They could do that, but they don't.
Yeah. I've actually seen a Burneron in the flesh, and they're magnificent watches.
Sure.
I'm just absolutely blown away by them. But no, I totally get what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense. But again, rich people are willing to pay money up front for stuff like this in the hopes that they'll get it at some point.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like venture capital firms and investing in, if they see the potential return being large enough, they're willing to take substantial risk in investing in what may be at the time airware.
I think I would agree with that. Like, I think when you're buying into something like that, especially when you know, like you say, you're getting a 1 of 10 and it won't be repeated again in that way. I think with the clientele that they're going after, I mean, heck, if I can spend $180, $180,000, whatever on a watch, I most likely might have that attitude. I might be that FU boy that just walks around like, yeah, I'll do what I want. So I'll just have the first one before I even, so I expect my watch dealer to be like, yeah, give me your money before this thing is even produced. I get that mentality. And if they walk in and put it on the table like that, then that's their prerogative. And they have the 10 people to go ahead and pay that. Did they sell out of their last watch?
Well, they only made, I think, 20 of the, I think they only made 20, 20 in white and 20 in rose.
I'll do what I want.
They have a 6-year wait list for the first watch.
Yeah. Then,
So,
like, come on.
I mean, I get it. I'm just saying they're so early in their run that I think that it just comes off as a lot of hubris to me. I'm not saying that they can't do the work. They make fantastic watches. I totally trust their ability. They just don't have the track record behind them just yet. That's my biggest thing.
We want to thank Vimal for his $2 super chat. Price hike before you even make one. Scammy-ish. Don't think scammy-ish, but it does show that you got a big pair.
Or they believe in their product, and people that have their product are talking well about it, and they're like, you know what? We can do this. We have the reputation behind us with the ones that we've made, so why not do it? I mean, I'm playing the devil's advocate is what I'm really doing on this one, because I agree with both. I get it, but at the end of the day, people can kind of do what they want. If they get the people to pay for it, do what you want.
And Mitch, go ahead.
It's coming from, because it does come off as being sort of Terry Sternish.
Yeah. I mean, FP Jordan isn't even that arrogant. Like, come on. There's a level there. Like, you're even beyond that.
Interesting question from Thomas Broadbent.
I don't think anyone's beyond that.
Given the conversation on the topic of movements, what year did Rolex and Tudor in-house movements exceed the quality of Zenith El Primero or ETA movements?
That's good. That's
Rolex was... Sorry.
Never.
I would say I'm not exactly sure about the Zenith question. I think Zenith El Primero is still a great movement.
Yeah. I mean, Rolex in the early days was using Lomania, right? That was their main chronograph supplier.
I think they had the Venus. Yeah, they had like the Venus 72 in there. And
the Venus. Yep. And then but I mean, I guess, Thomas, comes back to your definition of quality. You know, like if you look at the reason why Rolex purchased the El Primero is because of its modularity. You know, it's fully integrated. You know, you didn't have to have a little module on top, right? So they wanted a thin, sleek movement. In terms of
all about modules.
In terms of what Rolex wanted to do was they wanted more of a workhorse reliability movement, you know, because Rolex was claiming they did over like 300 modifications to the caliber 400, but they were claiming that accuracy came at a cost of reliability, which we know now is not necessarily true. So I don't really know what you mean when you say better or exceeded. I personally think, you know, in my opinion, I mean, Zenith has better quality and more technically accomplished movements than Rolex, but I definitely think Rolex movements are more reliable workhorses. So depends on what you're looking for.
That you just made up a word, modularity.
Is that a made up word?
You just completely made that up out of whole cloth.
I like it though. I like the word.
Also remember, in terms of one of the things that Rolex did with the Zenith movements, was it slowed them down from 5 hertz to 4 hertz.
That's where they came back for reliability. So they got rid of the accuracy, right, for reliability.
Yeah, and to some extent, the question becomes, you know, if you're going to say better in terms of, you know, better timekeeping, yes, the 4131 and 4130s that were in the Daytonas, the in-house Daytonas, certainly are better timekeepers than the Zenith El Primero. You know, plus 2, -2. is better than the Zenith El Primero ever was. You know, you have the master chronometer Tudor in-house movements, or Kinesi movements that are master chronometer certified are certainly more accurate than any of the ETA movements, even the chronometer certified ones. So if you're talking about accuracy, you know, yes, when they went in-house, they were better. They had longer power reserves. They were more accurate. For me, to some extent, though, better also means, is it going to cost me $2,000 to get a watch serviced because nobody has the parts other than the manufacturer?
Yeah.
So, you know,
I mean, I guess my thing with the Daytona is that those movements are just rock solid. I mean, one thing that Rolex is better than anybody at is building a solid tool watch out of all of their models. And you can beat the crap out of their watches and they will keep going.
And Jen, talk to like how they're put together and how maintenance on them is, like taking it apart, but everything just falls into place. There's no wiggle room. So it's built solid. It's going to work every time. And when it needs to be serviced, it's heck, if you really want to.
It's easy to service. It's built to be serviced.
Yeah. That's what they were talking about too, because some of the tolerances on some of the Zenith movements were a little bigger than Rolex felt comfortable with. So they felt they could even shrink the caliber 400 even further. And serviceability, right? You have to take pretty much the whole movement, the Zenith the caliber 400 apart to service it, but you can take a few pieces off here of, you know, those other 4130 or 4030s or whatever the Daytona movement is. I can't think of it right now.
4131, 4130.
Yeah, we want to welcome in Ali Reza tonight. El Primero is horribly unreliable now, I'm told. The biggest Zenith AD close to me is scaled back massively because of returns service issues the past 3 years.
I think the 5 hertz movements, that is very true. Like the ones that are in the Defy El Primero 21, like the 44 skeleton with the like, you know, the crown that you wind 2 ways to, you know, there's 2 power reserves. That one I think, and I have seen a lot of, from what I had when I was an AD, I mean, I've seen a lot of issues with people returning those. I had one that was doing 1/1,000,000th of a second at one point, and we sent it back to Zenith. I can't speak to Zenith service, but I have seen some people that, you know, I like that watch a lot, but I would be nervous to own one. But I have 3 El Primeros right now, and I haven't had an issue with any of them. One of them I had for almost 2 years.
When Rolex started, they were considered tool watches. I would say they were considered tool watches probably right up until the 80s.
Sure.
And, you know, it was, I think, maybe actually mid 90s, they started upscaling their finishing and going more towards the luxury end rather than just the reliable tool watch.
I think it was the moment when the first all gold Submariner came out. It's when they officially gave up
just being tool.
all pretense of being a tool watch company.
Yeah.
So I mean that goes back to, I think, the 80s, maybe even a little earlier. But you know, I'm sorry, if you're making a solid gold brick of a watch, you know, you can call it a tool all you want. But
Solid Gold Deep Sea Challenge is not a tool watch. I'm sorry, it's not.
Solid Gold Deep Sea Challenge. Solid Gold Deep Sea Challenge is the only way I am ever going to get to the bottom of the Marianas Trench.
This is true.
I
know, right?
I was just going to say it depends.
Even the Sea Dweller with the Solid Gold Sea Dweller that they just released with the titanium back. 350 grams. You're going to get dragged down to 4,000 meters in about 2 seconds.
I was just going to say it depends on how you define tool, but you know.
Fair.
I know some tools that wear that watch.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that you can guarantee that 100% of the people wearing the Deep Sea Challenge will meet that definition.
We had a question earlier from Skylar, who wanted to know, does Time Panda have a website?
Yeah, timepandawatches.com. But you get a better deal talking to me direct. Ta-da! Because I am working on something really big right now, and I'm running some rather dealer specials. So if you talk to me, hit me up on Instagram, timepandawatches.
Yeah, just DM him, and he's real good about answering his DMs, and you'll get an answer quick.
That's right.
And
Just
a
slide into
deal.
Phil's DMs.
Don't say that. I hate when people say, that just sounds dirty.
Phil is a
Whatever's
married
happening in
man.
there. I
Don't
am
be
a married
sliding
man.
into
Check
his
out the finger
DMs.
lady.
Yeah. Which
She's a wonderful human from what I know of her. So
thank you.
be nice.
Yeah, no, she's awesome too. Yeah, she's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
She's putting up with me. I'm sitting there hitting the table. She's like, Phil, shut up out there.
yeah, so I guess I should notice that there's no ring on my finger. But anyway.
Hey lady, right? This guy.
There's 2 on mine.
There you go. That's the wrong finger, Jen.
Yeah.
That's the wrong finger. Anyway, back to our, first of all, we need to say that we need some more upvotes. So we've only got 23 upvotes. We need 7 more to get the unboxing going. So get on the upvote train. Let's go.
Do it.
And we also are back to our conversation on micro brands, the explosion of micro brands. But with that explosion has also come a lot of micro brands that have tried and failed. My question is, since there are so many out there, are we going to see a lot of these brands start up and then fail? And what happens to their customers once they do?
I have a watch from a failed micro brand. It's an Australian brand, and I don't know what happened. Like, they just stopped answering their emails one day, and I go onto their website and they still got their freaking Black Friday promotions up, and I'm like, okay, shit must have gotten real.
It was definitely Black Friday, but not what you think.
Yeah,
it's tough out here for us micro brands, man. Just cut us some slack, bro.
Yeah, I think
it's hard out here for a pimp.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
I think they had been around for almost like 15 or 20 years, man. The brand is Crew Automatic, and a lot of people here have seen me wear those watches, and I really like their watches. I don't know. Who knows, right? Yeah, they went down under for sure.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on, I guess, too, what kind of movement they have. If they have something that's easily serviceable with any watchmaker, then you just keep the watch and get it serviced when it needs servicing.
Thankfully, SW200. Thank God.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's good that people are using the Sellita 200, because regardless of what happens to them, you'll always be able to get it fixed. Always be parts.
And so, we know what would, I guess, happen if they go under, if they have that kind of movement. What happens though if it's a micro brand that has really, and I don't know of any, there's none of these in the U.S., but some overseas, and Christopher Ward used to be a micro brand. I would say now they're more of an independent, but they make some of their own movements. If a micro brand has made their own movement, and then we're talking about the upper end of micro brands that would do that, then what are you left with?
Well, I can tell you my experience with Bernie's opening that watch up. It is a ETA or a Sellita 400, which is a really odd movement. Yes, different company. This is a $10,000 watch.
Okay, this is a Bernie, and it was not $10,000.
Yeah. And so, looking at that one, it was damn near impossible to find information on it. So to try to fix it or anything like that, it was mind-bending. And you'll even get into that in some of the ETA movements. I mean, we ran into that with Roberts. It has a modular chronograph on it, and the company that makes that module is very, very tight-lipped about how that thing is made. And they basically say, don't open it, just buy another one and slap it on there. And you're like, I'm not just going to give you $200 to $300 so easily. Thank you, but no thank you. You know, and so, yeah, it's just, you have to be careful with that.
Like if there was proprietary stuff, were you able to get their parts in order to make any repairs, or?
Luckily, there was one generous, wonderful soul over in Europe that has broken apart a couple of them and is selling the parts off for them. But otherwise, you would have to buy.
So you'd have to buy something else, and
you'd have to buy another. You can buy the modules all day, but you can't buy like separate parts. You can't even find a diagram for it.
So you can't buy a part to fix a module. You have to buy an entire module. Wow.
Yeah, unless you find a smaller seller.
A donor piece.
Yeah.
Ali Reza, the good people at Right Time say as long as the parts aren't silicon, even when movement companies die, people fabricate the smallest parts and keep them going.
Yeah.
Okay. So that may or may not be true, because one of my Daniel Roths just needed a mainspring, just a mainspring, and it took 9 months and $2,000 for there to be a mainspring, fabricated to fit the watch. So just because it is possible to create the part, it may wind up being cost prohibitive given what you paid for the watch to start with, given what the price of some of these micro watches are.
Everything's probable. Everything's made, so it can be made again.
Anything can be done.
I'm still suffering from PTSD from 9 months in service.
Yeah, I know, right?
2 90-year-old watchmakers in a cave in the Swiss Alps. So you have to go up there and answer 3 questions before they'll let you come in with the watch.
Cross the bridge and.
I have a lot to say on this, which people want to sign off now or something. Let's just say that the big picture is that getting into the watch business is not just one business. That in fact, there are people who decide they're going to start a micro brand because they can. They can design a case, and they can design a dial, and they can get movements, and they can go out and basically have all this stuff done by outsiders to meet a certain price point, and voila, they've got the big moist diver or whatever. The question is, do they want to grow, and what do they want to be when they grow up? And how do you get from point A to point B to point C? And right now, we're at the point, before, where I think most micro brands haven't given that a thought yet. And what all of the financial tourists and confusion and uncertainty that's out there now is going to do is it's going to start weeding out those people who think they're going to make a career out of selling $500 watches in cool colors with a dive bezel and a Seiko NH34 movement. From those who are willing to take the risk and have the smarts, like Christopher Ward has been doing, to figure out a migration path to something of higher value.
I'm gonna have to agree with you 100% on that, because I'm just take it from the horse's mouth right here, folks. Whoever's listening, I'm going through this myself. I'm exactly who he's talking about right now. I'm a guy building watches, keeping it sub $500. I don't have my own case. Didn't have my own case design. I was putting things out there, and they're great pieces, built well. They're gonna last you. Don't get me wrong, but I am now thinking about this long run and what is my, not just my brand story, but what is my story? What do I actually want out of this?
Yeah.
So I think you're 100% right. I think as brands and micro brands start thinking, okay, yeah, I'm making money. My brand is making money. I'm selling these pieces of metal that keep time and putting them on people's wrists. But what is this brand and where is it going to be? Even after I'm long gone, what do I want this to be? And I've started, I started thinking about this before I even started the brand. Where do I want this to be? This is a legacy for me. So it gets tough, but I'm not giving it up. And I think as more brands figure this out, you will see those brands will migrate. And then, like we mentioned before, they will no longer be that micro brand. They have migrated into something bigger. They've become their dream job. They're firefighter now. You know, as a kid, I want to be a firefighter. They're a firefighter now. Well, guess what? There's more kids coming up that they paved the way that said, hey, guess what, kid? You can be that firefighter. Here's the road. Here's how I made it happen. And guess what? You're just going to be in that micro brand. Then you're going to be a micro brand. Then you're going to evolve and you're going to lead the way. It's legacy after legacy after legacy. And I only hope that that's the legacy I'm leaving behind. And with today's day and age of video and recording, why I'm recording and posting as much is because I am trying to document all those steps to after I'm long gone, there's a formula on how people do this stuff. That's all. So yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Tyler makes a really good point in his posting there. And that is, he's right. There are people who would be completely satisfied with the sort of, like introductory micro brand pricing and design and whatever. The problem is there's going to be an increasing number of those. How do you differentiate?
Yep. What's your niche?
At what point does somebody come along and disrupt the $500 price with an in-house movement and a manual wind chronograph that doesn't use a Solida 510, for example?
Yeah.
And so the strategic thinking of how you want to survive in a commodity business, which is what the bottom end of this has become and will continue to become, is non-trivial. So you may be forced to either move upstream or die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Robert. Go ahead.
Interesting point here too from Ristful talking about South Baltimore, that their niche is they represent Baltimore and the state of Maryland very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
And they thrive on that representation. They are everything Baltimore. They are the watch of the Orioles. They are, everything, all of that kind of stuff. So they have come up with their niche and they're doing it very, very well.
And that'll buy them X amount of time.
Yeah.
But these things are dynamic, and there's always new competition and whatever. And for the people who think that they can sort of rest on their laurels and their margins will be the same and over time, that I think they're going to have another thing coming.
Yeah. We want to welcome in the Wrist Chick. Great panel. Have a good show. $5 super chat. We appreciate it. Hop on if you want to and bring Red with you, man. I don't know if you've seen her new show with Red, but it's great. And go subscribe to their new channel.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to grow a brand new channel. They're doing some great shows. Had a great live yesterday with the both of them. So go check it out. It's a lot of fun to watch them hang out. She did her collection review and it was great.
What's that channel called?
It is I think it's Red
and Wrist or something like that.
Wrist. I'll look it up before we
jump
get out.
Jump on
up here. Come on.
She's got the link. She's in the private chat, the Tuesday chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say something that Mitch kind of segued into, but you don't see a lot of these independent or micro brands competing necessarily in design, but they're competing in like service and like I mean, they're just running leaps around these big brands because, I mean, there's no doubt accessibility is at the most importance of consumers these days, right? Like, if I want to watch, I could just reach out to Philip, Time Panda, and he can make one for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to go anywhere, right? So people want that access. Yeah. I would have to go. I don't think I'd have to go on a wait list. But no, yeah. So people want accessibility these days, and that's what you don't get from big brands. So, you're not getting unique design. You're just getting accessibility and support, which I think people really appreciate. You can get a similar look for a fraction of the price, and serviceability and accessibility.
So that is one thing that I will say that I really love about micro brands is the fact that you do get to know and in some cases become friends with brand owners. It's like the watch I'm wearing tonight is a micro brand, Trafford Crossroads, and Nathan Trafford is a friend of mine. It's a micro brand based here in Austin. Nathan's done very, very well with that micro brand, and Nathan is a great guy. I'm very happy for him. But he's, I would have never gotten to know him without meeting him and talking about his watch. It's same thing with Alan at Zal Baltimore. The guys up in Dallas at help me out.
Jack Mason.
Jack Mason. God, I'm so stupid sometimes. No. Senior moments here, friends.
Don't qualify
it. But those guys, and talking about a brand that started small with very well built but inexpensive watches, and look at where they are now. They have elevated their brand and elevated the finishing of the watches, the movements that they're using now, to where they are moving into the luxury space.
You know who you're supporting too. You know who you're
right.
supporting. Like you have conversations with the people that you support, right? And they support you in the same way. It's just a very interesting dynamic, the way that the consumer has evolved.
Well, and to a couple different things, ways to get into this. I think for good or bad, Gerald Genta showed us a perfect way to get into it. Be a designer. You don't have to make the watch. You can sell designs to every watch company. If you're really good at what you do, they will pay you to do that. You can do it that way. That way you don't have any overhead or any of that headache. You just make the watch. That's all you do. You design it and they figure out the rest of it.
Until you go off on your own and then make some of the most hideous looking watches in the history of the world.
Well, I mean,
shots fired.
But I mean, he's allowed a few misses. He's had a few hits under his belt. But and it makes me think of another guy that I follow named Peter Glom. I've talked about him a couple times. He's based out of Hong Kong, but he's on, is it Wrist Check? I think is what it is. They have a company where you can send for authentication and stuff, and they also sell pieces that they've authenticated. So you can send it to them, and he's done that for them for a long time. He was on their YouTube channel and everything. He found a patron that was willing to pay for him to make a watch for him, and he gave him free reign. He said, "Hey, this is what I want to make." The guy said, "Here, I'll give you the money to make it." He has made no bones the fact that this is not a mass manufacture piece. He doesn't know if he's even going to make another one after this. He just knows he's got one person that's paying for this. You could do patronage style where you just go, "Hey," and you go around to all the high-end collectors and you go, "Hey, people that you've made friends with over the years, you want to pay me to make this? Like you've seen some of the other pieces I've made or whatever." I mean, he definitely had background. He worked for other companies. He's got machining background, all of that. He's WOSTEP certified. So you're not really going into an unknown. You know he can make what he's saying he's going to make. It's going to take him time, but it's a legitimate thing. Yeah,
And
I mean, you
by the
can do
way,
it that way.
Yeah, and I've seen some of the micro brands just as you're describing it, but also as Robert was describing it too, which is, a lot of these micro brands will start out with their very standard, normal looking, rotating dive bezel, Submariner-esque looking whatever with a Miyota movement in it, or the GMT type watch with the either the NH36 or with the Miyota that has come out, and then if they actually have a desire to create brand identity and do something different after they sell that first watch out or sell enough of those, they move on to different things. And I mean, like the two that I have two of, I have all of my micro brand watches like sprawled out on the table here, but like, you had Martin Design who, did a lot of I mean, I think that probably just people from the Hangout probably bought 8 or 10 of these. They were only making 50 of each color, I think, maybe a little bit more than that. But I mean, again, this is this is not something that somebody comes out with as their first watch, in my opinion. And eventually, I had it upside down. Eventually, it's a 24-hour regulator style watch. They did them in some amazing colors, and they've now sold through all of these after their first watch was just a basic old dive watch. And now they're making hundreds and hundreds of these. The other one is the one that I just got recently, which was that Crazy Hours, strange lapis lazuli watch, which is honestly one of the coolest watches I have in my box, in my opinion. I mean, it is an in-house designed movement. So I have a feeling that they designed the movement and then had, 7-year-olds in Wuhan made it. Yeah, exactly. But it's a Crazy Hours stone dial watch, and their first watches were much more normal, and now they're going all over the place. And it's like, okay, well, tell me which major manufacturer has all of this in the same watch at the moment, and I can't think of one. Yeah, maybe it has a little crash in there. It's got a little Frank Mueller with the Crazy Hours, but it's not an homage of either.
Yeah.
Speaking of 7-year-olds in Wuhan, we have Mark joining us. Hey man, what's on the wrist this evening, sir?
That's really dark.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
There it is.
Nice.
So he's wearing a pretty big micro brand called Rolex.
It's independent.
They're an independent,
A little independent brand we all know. You might not know that.
Tiny independent.
Teeny,
3 factories.
Somewhere out in Europe.
And they're a charity even.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Out in the hills of Switzerland,
somewhere.
Just a tiny little.
I was just gonna say she's out there with what's her name? What's God?
Right.
My
Maria
sister
from-
loved that movie.
Yeah.
It's embedded in my head.
I love how they paint the jour as this 1800s community now, and it's not so much.
No.
So,
and what's even funnier is that some of these micro brands actually lead the way to what major brands do. I will forever continue to show this anytime anybody ever talks to me about the Cubitus, which is the Farah suit. I don't even know what the model name is, but it is in fact a Cubitus that has been on the market for 2 years before the Cubitus came out. I mean, it even has the wing. It's bizarre to me that this thing is the same everything other than the price.
Wow.
And the finishing.
Incredible.
Oh, I mean, the finishing on the movement, sure. I mean, again, it's a basic 316L steel watch. Keeps good time. I personally think they were probably trying to take off on the Nautilus, but said, we're going to make it a little bit different by making it square. Oh,
So it goes.
no.
Makes you wonder if Thierry Stern has been hanging out on freaking AliExpress in the middle of the night.
Guys, it's all about the marketing and the story, and like we were saying, Go ahead.
He probably saw it on AliExpress and was like, nobody is ever going to know.
Yep.
Or nobody's ever gonna think that we took inspiration from this.
He doesn't know that Americans live on AliExpress. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I know. He's like,
our
probably
customers do not even know how to spell AliExpress.
I know, right?
Interesting thought from Julius Caesar.
funny.
Frederic Constant was once a micro brand. Now they're a
Yeah.
top 35 Swiss watch brand.
Yep, they started out as an homage brand to Calatravas and are now, got bought out by Citizen, even though they're still, manufacturing, I think, manufacturing in Switzerland.
Yes,
at least
their
enough to
movements
get
and
the
everything
Swiss
are made in
made.
Switzerland.
Yeah,
Right.
at least enough to get Swiss made on the dial. But
Just the value. Just the value. That includes marketing too. Just so we're saying. Just so we know, only the value of the watch has to come from it.
But so they're, and I'm wondering, Citizen Group also did a price increase about a month or two ago, which included Citizen and Boulevard. I don't know if it included Frederic Constant, but I would imagine it would, but I don't know.
by the way, we're over 30 upvotes.
Oh, we finally hit our upvotes. Look at that.
Can I change the subject for 1 minute?
Yes, sir.
So I've been filling in at the Kia store.
Yeah.
They are down a sales manager. So last week when I was there, one of the salesmen, an older guy who's been there for decades, had said to me, he was looking at my watch. He's like, "Oh, I like watches. I have a couple nice watches." I said, "Oh, you should bring one in next Tuesday." If anyone's on my Instagram and saw the blue stainless steel Nautilus,
You gotta be shitting me. That was his. I thought it was G's.
the watch
It
he
was a
brought in
picture from the
today.
weekend. Yeah, I collect a few watches.
I have a couple watches, a couple
Blue dial steel
watch.
Nautilus. Get the hell out of
It's
here.
absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I was like, holy shit. And he's got a 7.5-inch wrist, so it fits. So I wore it for a while.
Oh, look at that. And now you want one, right?
Well,
Apparently they're paying a lot at the Kia store.
Kia sell an awful lot of Kias. Although I gotta tell you, the Jeep store is not as busy as the Kia store, but our corporate number, we hit 120% level, which is a huge bonus.
Nice.
Kia only hit 90%, but our grosses on less cars was before the bonuses. Our average per card, our total gross was $53,000 more than them on 30 less cars, and I was like, ching.
There you go.
Timer.
That's right. That means more watches for Mark.
Mm-hmm.
That means I'm calling Marco about that aqua timer.
Do it.
There you go.
How many Omegas can a man have?
FaceTime George while you go get it.
Yes.
He'll love you for that.
Yep. You can't beat an IWC, right, George? George isn't watching tonight, I don't think, or else he'd be in the chat right now going nuts. So we want to say thank you for Phil for stopping by and talking watches with us and talking micro brands with us.
Thanks for having me,
Phil,
guys.
have
Really
a wonderful time. And we got to talk about some F1 at some point.
Hey man, you know, slide in my DMs.
Yeah, man.
No, just hit me up, man. Anytime. Always. Take care, guys. Y'all
We'll see you later, Philip. Have a good one.
See ya.
And it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for our unboxing
Yes.
from the man, the myth, the legend, the watch provider, Mitch.
Yes, and no watches, children, or pets were harmed in the making of this unboxing.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Darn it.
So, whenever I do one of these, the question is, which Mitch is going to show up tonight? Low-end Mitch or high-end Mitch? Well,
Is it
today,
going to be son of a Mitch?
son of a bitch. Well, we have here a
Good night, folks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's fancy.
It's a big,
Really?
It's a big black box.
the box will say
Vacheron.
Oh my
Constantin?
God.
and only a couple of weeks ago did I unbox a Vacheron. This is not the same one. I haven't gotten that senile yet. But I'm working on it. So I'm not going to, to avoid dropping things. This is a Vacheron you don't see very much of. I will unveil it here. It is the triple calendar
1942.
historique.
Wow.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful, man.
Manual wind, 40 millimeters, stainless
Heck yeah.
steel. Doesn't hack. It's got you have to go through 3 correctors to change the day, the date, and the month, because I think it's probably the movement. They may have been using this movement back in 19 or whatever when this first came out. Definitely has 1940s design hues.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Very nice.
Those lugs are amazing.
Yeah,
I love triple calendars. They're fun.
yeah.
Time to put
Usually
that.
the complete calendars have the moon phase, of course, and I have a love-hate relationship with moon phases. I love the complication. I think it's cool, but since I don't wear any watch for longer than 2 or 3 days running, this is because I have way too many watches. Not that any of you would be able to relate to that, but resetting them is such a pain in the ass.
Time to get a winder.
Yeah, and I read about winders damaging the watches. I just decided no. So I kept
No.
Fair.
C'est la vie.
So you're
That
going to
is
be
a
doing
great watch.
you're going to be doing the Seiko Shake with the Recraft in one hand and the VC in the other.
VC's manual.
Oh, okay, manual. So it does wind. Yay!
Yay.
So, Mitch, in honor of your watch, I'm not trying to steal your thunder, but take a peek.
Ah,
This is
Nice.
Le Couture by Vacheron Constantin,
yeah.
bought by my uncle in the 1940s. It is the triple calendar that they base the historiques model off of.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I wish that it was 40 millimeters, because there's nothing I can do with this darn thing. And it's 17 millimeter lugs.
Wear it. Wear it. That's what you can do with it.
You can eventually give it to your kids or whatever.
Tiny watches unite.
But that steel one is a great piece.
Yeah, that's absolutely gorgeous, Mitch. Congratulations.
Congrats, Mitch.
Did you say that was a Marco buy? Was that a Marco buy?
No, it wasn't. It's one of, I basically, lately my watches either come from Marco or EWC.
Okay.
And, EWC happened to have 4 of these, so they were willing to make a primo deal.
Nice.
Very nice.
Good leverage.
Congratulations. We are about just a few minutes from the end of the show in the race. So we'll give you a 5-minute warning to get into the race this evening. We don't have too many people in it yet. So there's Mark getting into it right there with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Lucha. We appreciate it. Join Lucha on Sunday mornings. He has a fun show every Sunday morning.
Unless Jen's there, then it's just enabling.
I mean, it is my job.
It's true.
So we would, of course, like you to get into the race this evening. You know how to do it. Super chat, member milestone chat. You can gift memberships. You can join the channel, and we'd love to have you on as a member of the channel, which that also means you get to be a member of the WhatsApp group. And you can talk to us anytime you want. Like AB is a member of the WhatsApp group. $5. Nice watch, Mitch. I agree. That thing's awesome.
Yeah.
And you get the scoop on some of the unboxings early too.
That's right. And let me get
Bubba's. You get Bubba's menagerie as well.
Yeah.
That is WhatsApp group exclusive. It's totally worth it for that.
And I'm having
trouble out of
spelling
endangered species.
I'm having trouble spelling skies and boys, but I've got that on the list. And he has a member for 24 months. Let's race. Very good, sir. You're in, if I could spell your name right. So anyway, if you want to get in the race, you know how to do it. We'd also encourage you to visit our sponsors. Of course, Watch Marco on Instagram, Birdeen's Jewelry on both YouTube and birdeens.com on the World Wide of Webs, Winding House Watches on Instagram, StogieSampler.com, and Smokers Heaven 2. Go check out our sponsors. Get something from Steve at StogieSampler.com. He's always got those exclusives for Watch Hangout members. So go check it out. We want to welcome in C Quality. I wish I had some watch friends. I swear it's hard to find in real life watch friends. Well, depends on where you live. I bet there might be a Red Bar. If you're in a larger city, there's probably a Red Bar group, or there's some kind of a watch collecting group in your city. Check out, maybe do a search on Facebook, do a search on Google. I bet you can find some watch friends where you are.
Maybe Watch Crunch, if people still use that.
Yeah, go. I think people
locally
still use Watch Crunch. You go on Watch Crunch and find some folks in your area. A lot of the Red Bar groups and such will post, when they're doing meetups on Watch Crunch.
There you go.
So yeah,
you can drive across the state of Pennsylvania and go hang out with Mr. G.
There you go. Tried reaching out through the Red Bar website. I've heard it can be harder to get in touch with Red Bar individuals. Any advice with that? So the way I did it was there was a guy who was in our Austin Red Bar group who happened to be on a live stream. And so I threw a chat in the live stream going, how do I get in touch with you guys? He got in touch with me. And then I got in touch with the president of the Red Bar group and got in. So that's kind of how I did it. St. Augustine, Florida area. I know
travels between Jacksonville and Orlando.
I know Brian said there's a pretty good and growing Red Bar in Orlando.
Yeah, and I know that while he's not in your area, he's at least in your state. Nate is. So we'll get on that. Join us next week, and we may have some answers for you. But until then, do what we said. Get on Watch Crunch. See if you can find somebody in your area. I bet you can. And because St. Augustine's not a small area, you'll be able to find a watch group somewhere around there. So let's see, what else do we have this evening? We do have a race coming up, as we said. I'm going to turn it over to Mark and the rest of you guys for just a minute while I get the race ready to go, because I don't even have the website pulled up yet. It's terrible. It's a horrible thing. Oh, what do you guys want to race tonight? Horses, greyhounds, or camels?
Camels.
You got giraffe?
Camels.
I don't have giraffes.
Always camel. It's always
I think we should try to race something that Bubba has a foot of in his house.
Well, we don't have elephants.
I was going to say we don't have elephants.
You got any zebras in there? You got any hippopotami?
He
Small
needs to just get him.
dinosaurs?
He needs to just get himself a stuffed camel hump, and then we'd be all set.
Can someone pull up Thomas Burnett's member chat?
Who's
Oh,
to say that
yeah,
he doesn't
sorry
have
about
one
that.
in the secret room?
Actually, I'm the only one who can pull that up.
There you
We
go.
welcome in Thomas Burnett. There are never too many watch brands, I don't think. So many different price categories to cater for. It's healthy to see new brands blossoming. I will absolutely agree with that. Yep, we all need that. Thomas, thank you so much. You will be in the race as well, as I'm loading in the names right now. So give me a couple of seconds and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So yeah, I
Tonight
got
has-
a lot of Patek Philippe on me. I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. I guess you do like watches.
Yeah,
A little.
a little.
Yeah, so tonight has gotten me to take a bunch of the micro brands out of one of the boxes that I haven't gone into recently. So I think I'm definitely going to wear the lapis lazuli strange tomorrow.
Such a great watch.
I mean, again, only 15 in each stone, 50 in each, or excuse me, 100 in each of the stones. Then they made 10 of each of the stones in rose gold too.
Yeah.
And again, what micro brand is out there, doing precious metal, cases that are not just, off the shelf cases either.
Right.
So got to give them credit. And then the other
And it
one
comes
that
with 5 straps.
oh my God, came with like every color
Yeah,
you can
every
imagine,
color
plus
strap you
rubber.
can think of.
Yeah, and I've also, and I probably wear this at some point, considering that I've owned it and never worn it, which is the Spinnaker 50 Phantoms.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that watch. It's fun.
Yeah,
That's
and,
a Halloween watch. Mm-hmm.
and it's got the ghosty and the blood on the back.
There you go. Halloween's coming up.
Yep.
So let me get the race added to stage. I added C Quality because he is a new viewer and trying to find some watch friends in his area. So I think he deserves a entry into the race. Who else should we add this evening, gentlemen and lady?
I could do nerd with swag.
Yeah.
Throw Ollie in there.
Oh, I need to apologize to Ollie. I've been cooking and presenting a lot of food on Instagram lately. I know this drives him insane.
That's okay. I look at it and I go, wow, that looks good. Now back to my bagel and cream cheese. All right. Well, I think we've got some folks in the race this evening, so we will close that out. Did anybody? Nope. I just wanted to make sure I hadn't missed anybody. Don't think so. We will set this up 44 seconds. Turn the annoying sound down. Shuffle the characters. And away we go. The camels are moving like turtles, ladies and gentlemen. But we've got Nerd with Swag out to an early lead. AB down at the bottom, moving up. Skies and Boys and Ali in there as well at this point. Everyone else is trailing, so we'll see. 21 seconds left. Ali's starting to come up. Nerd with Swag is losing it, but could always be back. We found that out. Ali right now in the lead with Skies and Boys. Thomas Burnett in third. Vimal, and here comes Nerd with Swag again, like we said. It's always tight at the end, and it looks like AB is going to win it this evening.
Wow.
AB.
Wow. Pulled it out in the end.
Look at that. Well, congratulations, AB. You're our winner tonight. We want to thank everybody who joined us. Of course, Phil with Time Panda Watches was here, along with our friend Mark and Mitch with his unboxing. Again, congratulations, Mitch, on a great watch. We've got Nate, Jen, and the non-influencer, Blake. Thank you guys for being with us. We'll be back again next Tuesday night. God knows talking about what, but it'll be something about watches. We will see you next week.